6 a.m. on Friday, December 20th, 2024, convicted murderer Richard Allen entered the Carroll County Courthouse in Delphi, Indiana. Allen entered the courtroom through the main door, wearing his orange prison garb, a gray sweater. He had his reading glasses perched on top of his head, and contrary to every other time I have seen him in the courtroom, he did not eagerly look to his immediate left, where his wife and mother would typically sit to support him. Allen had no support in court that day. Instead, he had a sheepish, puppy dog type look on his face, and he glanced all around the gallery at us. This was a very different look than what he had leaving the courtroom after sentencing, when he didn't look at anyone. Allen was clutching an oversized Bible in his arms, and he took his seat beside his defense attorney, Andrew Baldwin. Allen was flanked by 2 guards from Cass County Jail, who sat immediately behind him during sentencing. A stark difference from what I witnessed at trial. Baldwin slunk down low in his seat beside Allen. In fact, I never saw Baldwin's face at all that day. His large frame and posture could not have been more slouched low. His large stature was minimized beside his small client, and the theatrics from Baldwin that I had previously witnessed at hearings and during trial were absent. I did see Allen smile and make eye contact with defense private investigator Erica Morse near the end of sentencing, and he appeared fully engaged and listening to the proceedings in court. Morse sat in the well of the court next to former Carmel Chief of Fire turned investigator Matt Hoffman, solidifying her place on the defense team as she had every day during trial. At 9:03, Judge Galt addressed the court and then asked Allen to confirm he was the same Richard Matthew Allen that was found guilty of causing the deaths of Liberty German and Abigail Williams, to which he agreed he was. Galt confirmed that he was satisfied and had seen the pre-sentence investigation report and questioned if there were any corrections to be made. Allen stated there were minimal corrections, after which attorney Jennifer Auger spoke up and stated they were very, very minimal. Auger referred to the date of October 26, 2022, being the date of Allen's arrest, as opposed to October 28th. Auger agreed with Judge Gall that Allen's jail credit was correct. Nick McClelland, I have one witness prior to the statements from the family, and I would like to call Lieutenant Jerry Holeman to the stand. Are you employed with the ISP? Holeman, yes. McClelland, were you assigned to the case February 14, 2017, the day after the murders? Holeman, yes. I was heavily involved in the investigation. I and many others poured our hearts and souls into the case for 7 years and 10 months. McClelland, have you seen the evidence, the details, the crime scene photos? Holeman, unfortunately, yes. McClelland, you've dealt with murders that deal with children. How does this compare? Holeman, is very brutal. He laid in wait, stalked the girls, kidnapped them, forced them down the hill. He started to sexually assault them until he was interrupted. He humiliated them. He treated them like animals. His objective was sexual. He forced them to take their clothes off. He obviously killed one in front of the other. I can't imagine their fear. He covered them with sticks and left them alone and went on to live his life like nothing happened. McClelland, you spent a lot of time and lived in Carroll County? Holeman, yes. There was fear and anxiety in the community. People were afraid to allow their family to go out. Richard Allen allowed his attorneys to use unethical practices. McClelland, did Richard Allen allow his attorneys to harass you? Holeman, yes. He accused you and the state. There were threats to the family members of the victims. They were accused and harassed because of false things they said. There were death threats to the community. Richard Allen allowed his attorneys to represent him this way. We had many calls about this. He is manipulative and a danger to society. He says he wants to apologize, but he has yet to ever apologize to the family. He uses religion to manipulate his wife, and he uses manipulation tactics to get what he wants. He exhibits all of the traits that pose threats and dangers to the community. He has shown no remorse and says he wants to apologize, but never has. Well, maybe today is the day he will apologize to the families. Richard Allen never apologized to the families. That's because Richard Allen is a coward. Thank you for your dedication to Libby and Abby, Lieutenant Holeman.